Okay, we're in. Voice check. Screen check. Entering VR now. Hello. Let's make sure I can hear myself on stream. That's a good place to start. Do we hear ourselves? Yep. We hear ourselves. Instructor was curious. Have time. I am going. Okay, cool. Think we're good. Think we're good. Live chat. Southeast Aviation, what's going on? Lunar eclipse tonight. Oh, yeah. Always going to be coinciding with a normal solar eclipse. Hello, Valeska. Okay, I just want to doodle pop some. We're not doing it around the world tonight because we are off of... Let's see, was there somebody over here? Is there somebody hunting me down? Oh, okay. Dino, hey buddy. Because it's nighttime here. And even though it would be nighttime crossing water, autopilot, whatever stream, I don't wanna. I'm thinking maybe next week sometime I'll do a big water crossing and then it's North America. But until then, what is a boy with the entire world at his disposal to do? Also, Tom, what is going on? Dude, this is a Wendy's. This isn't a Macca's. Did I say that right? Go down to Macca's. Macca's. What do you call McDonald's? Macca's? It's something like that. Anyways, Tom, good to see you again, dude. Today, just general casual bullshittery. Get rid of that. Yeah, tonight sucks. If we look at like my area around here, it's just all clouds. Suboptimal, if you will. Why are there so many people flying around my area? 208 cargo plane? Really? A330, so you're just flying over. Okay, whatever. Fun. We're thinking of fun stuff to do. Yeah, you haven't been in here a while, but then again, you also are complete other side of the planet, and anytime that I am streaming, it's usually not the correct time of day for you to be either awake or not at work. But with that said, these evening time streams starting, it's 8 o'clock my time. It's a conspiracy. 8 o'clock our time is kind of when I started doing this anyways. And all of our around the world streams, the few that we have left, will start being a lot closer as we are here in Greenland, which is basically the same time zone as me. And we'll be able to shoot down here, and then we'll be flying live time to come down here, hit South America, and come back up. But until then, we need things to do. I'm thinking high elevation. I want to kind of screw myself a little bit with some high elevation and catch myself off guard. As high, hot, and heavy are never good things to have. Telluride, pretty high elevation airport. Set as departure. We're going to do it in a 22. We're going to weigh ourselves down. And this is just to get started. We'll do some other stuff as we go. You always have to stream. In India? Yeah, that was a while back. Yeah, either sleeping or busy. Yeah, like, I mean, you're the other side of the planet. So it's understandable if you're not in the correct spot for this. None of us are going to be angry at you for missing a stream when I have to do some of these in weird times of the day. Where's my helicopter? Can I get into it? Ooh. We're technically in a helicopter right now. Let's restart and see what it does, if it actually puts us in something. Gotta love all these quality updates, and Microsoft Flight Simulator definitely not outsourcing a lot of their code and everything to non-educated foreign... Hey, there we go. To non-educated foreign assets that don't know how to do this. Okay, here in the 22, things wiggle, things work. I'm sitting a little far forward, and my passenger is taller than me. Not in my book. And a little bit further back. Still tall. That's close. Okay, it feels good enough. I'm happy with that. Anyways, battery and strobe on. People around us know we're about to take off. Fuel's pretty full. I assume we're near max gross weight. I'll check that here once we get the start sequence going. Fuel down, that's there. Also, I have a new controller now because the other one was freaking out. There goes $130. Actually, legitimately, I am licensed to fly this thing, funny enough. See, that's going. Do we have blades? Yeah, they're up there. Oh. Do you not like to run right now? Is it because we're at a higher altitude? Interesting. Also, I can't hear the damn thing. Honestly, don't know if we're running or not. I don't think we are. Cool, now you're dead regardless. But also the thing to remember here is we're at a super high altitude. So full rich may not be the boogie. So we're off on that. There we go. It's being picky because we're at a higher altitude. That's cool. I like that. What is our altitude right now, speaking of? More alpha. 9,035 feet. 9,000 feet. Okay, cool. Flight performance. Center of gravity. We're going heavy. This is definitely above what our weight should be. That's just part of it. But that's what's going to make this fun. The mixture guard on, even though we're not full rich. Not going to worry about full startup procedures, unnecessary. We are in the world's most underperforming helicopter for the altitude. Oh yeah, I was going to look at VTAR. More info, weather 3051. Pretty low pressure. Seems about right. Okay, so let's see what full collective gives us. Barely. Okay, cool. So we're skidding. Let's get rid of all the taxi lines. Ace, what's going on? We are in Telluride, which is KTEX. I'm in an R22, so I have no power currently. And the server that I am in is automatic East USA 40 milliseconds. Good to see you, dude. Okay, I don't think we're just going to be able to raw hover here. And the reason is we don't have a lot of air pressure to work with. Oh, barely. Let's see, I can pull more, but we droop the rotors. So that's not a thing. And if you watch our manifold pressure gauge down here at the bottom right, if we were down at sea level, yeah, they'd definitely train with an R22 out here. It's like exclusively what you see flying out in central Colorado. So yeah, usually our manifold pressure gauge, we can pull 25, 26, 27 inches or more. But here we're pulling 20 and we're drooping the rotor just because there's that much lack of a power. And that has to do with elevation too, so we're 9,000 feet up, so we're also looking at 9,000 feet less manifold pressure than we should be able to have. So it's really limiting us. So the way that we have to fly is by skidding. Our skid's on the ground. We have wind coming out of this direction. It's going to put us in an ETL, in a translational lift, and that's how we're going to get off the ground. We would not be able just to pick up, hover, and keep moving. Actually impossible with the amount of power that the R22 has. But now that we have 40 knots of headwind, or 40 knots of airspeed, which some of it's headwind, it's mucho beneficial to us. Oh yeah. We're actually doing some different pedal takeoffs and landings and stuff today in confined areas to free up power. Well, let's land down here. Or actually, we're gonna wait for this dude to land. We'll let him pass us. We'll come in. Which he's doing a tailwind approach at this altitude, which is wild. But who knows? But yeah, the pedal trick's definitely great for getting out of some situations where you cannot get out otherwise, because it frees up power. Left pedal is called power pedal for a reason. It's because using the left pedal takes more power, believe it or not, at least in the Robinsons, and helicopters have the same rotation of your of your rotor system. Just look at that, we're already 1 degree altitude here. No, you don't. Not gonna make that. Can we make it back to the airport? No, you don't. It's a hot day and we are heavy. That's the thing too. I would have not taken off here if we had this much. Oh, it doesn't allow landing from the other side? That would make sense. That would make sense. Crazy place for an airport being up there, huh? Also, I recently learned that I could click on this and give them controls or take away controls. See? "500 feet per minute at this sort of altitude? Wild work." Jotam, what's going on? We are... Oh! Drum and Dreams was... I don't think that's you, is it? Ace? Yours is actually Ace, I believe. They're an F-16 or something. There's a little bit of rotor droop there. There we go. We made it back. Barely, but we made it back. Actually, we'll do a run-on landing on the runway here. Could do it to the taxiway, but that jet over there will probably give us a little bit of wake turbulence to mess with, and I don't want to mess with that in our current state. Cool. So, run-on landing, we're on the ground there. No vida de nuevo. That's in a different language. Okay, anyways, let's see. Thought I heard my phone buzz. Okay, so what Tom was talking about was power pedal. As you can see, we have left pedal, right pedal, and also if you look up on the top of your screen there, you can see my actual feet wearing socks, weirdo. And you can see our manifold pressure gauge here on the bottom right of where it says manifold pressure. It shows, give or take, how much power the engine's trying to pull at any given time. When I clicked left pedal there, you can see we're using a lot more power versus when I click right pedal. I mean, obviously we're using power there, but in a hover, it's less. So I'm trying to take up vertically right here, and let's say we get to the 20 inches or so where we're limited to. If I use left pedal, it definitely keeps us from getting off the ground, but if I use right pedal, it frees up some energy for us. And we could technically get off the ground, but we are at such a thin piece of air right now. KTEX, I believe. Yep. Kilo Tango Echo. Wow. X-ray. Okay, let's get some... forward speed going. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I hear you. No, go, give me power. We exist in a world with no air. East USA, 40 milliseconds. As far as I know, I'm in a public type server because obviously there's somebody else here. There's a Drummond Dreams around here as well. We're not going to be able to get off the ground here. We're going the wrong way for the... which way the wind is, but... it's going to give us more ability to come down here and do this. Turn the alternator off as well. Yeah, we don't need that. You're good. You have the power. Barely. I think I'm actually having to do a mixture this time. That may be a limiting factor for me. I've obviously never flown at mixture levels differing than normal just because we fly at full rich. Great. I'm actually going to suck some weight out of us because I want to do some other stuff here. Getting rid of the passenger. Sorry, lady. Although I do want me to be correct. Adios, see ya. Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Just get me going. How did we get going the first time? Was I just a better pilot earlier? For anybody coming in and watching, trying to figure out why it's sucking so bad, we're at 9,000 feet plus temperature. Non-standard temperature, so it's higher DA technically. Yeah, it's hard to get the super catchy lean mixture to the place where the RPM drops. I kind of got it where it seemed to be okay, too high and it was dropping. So I think we're good, but we'll see. What I want to try to do, I want to try to auto at this sort of altitude, so I'm going to climb back up, which will take a minute. Oh, there's a wind there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to work on climbing back up. And I want to try to do an auto rotation from, 10,000 feet or something. I'm just adding collective now until I see rotor droop, or the RPM droop. Too much. Welcome to the world's most exciting stream. The R22 at 9,000 feet. Barely. Ugh. Like 100 feet per minute? 200 feet per minute? Something? So how is everybody? Happy Thursday, by the way. Actually flew with my eyes open today, which is new. We have been flying with my eyes closed, doing all the instrument stuff the past couple of weeks. Today, I flew again with my eyes open, so I still do, in fact, know how to fly visually. That's a fun thing. And it was nice doing some more advanced commercial and beyond commercial level things. Where commercial airman standards, from what I understand, are really more of a airman standards to start with are just knowing how to fly, knowing how to do different maneuvers, you know, hover auto within a certain level of accuracy, landing, taking off with a certain level of smoothness, etc. That is a downdraft right there. Oh, you're doing so good. But commercial level is just being better at the things that you're supposed to be doing. So we were doing that, of course, obviously, but also doing things that were beyond that. So, like single skid toe ends, half skid, or like one skid, balancing on things, stuff like that. You know, the fun stuff that you think like, cool, if I ever want to be a helicopter, I want to do the fun stuff. That's what we were doing today. And guess what? It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Because it comes to the point where, believe it or not, flying a helicopter does become easy. All the hovering, all the general maneuvers that you're supposed to do are easy, simple. Come on, give me my RPM. There we go. Easy, simple, something that's not a big deal to do. And I'm not going to say that I'm bored. I enjoy flying, but it is nice to, you know, do something different. Oh, I kind of wish all the mechanical turbulence off of these hills didn't exist, because I wanted to be a lot higher than this. But gaining altitude when we're already at 9,000 feet sucks. You know what? Instead of trying to work up to another 1,000 feet off of here, because right now we're only 500 feet up, we're going to do an auto down into this, actually, we'll see what the wind gives us up here. Coming over this hill, because it might give us a huge boost coming out the valley. If it gives us a huge boost, we'll keep with this. We'll stay dedicated to it. Also, I will say it's funny, we've got a simulator at the school right now. And while some aspects of it are probably more realistic than this one is definitely way more visually appealing. And I like the controls of this one better. They're more reactive. There's a lot of dead zone in the official simulator. No, don't be losing altitude on me. You're doing so good. I do not know how that guy, there's that dude on Instagram called like Helicopter Passion. I'm pretty sure it's a privately owned ship that's out in the Alps or something like that, but he's taking that thing up to like 10,000 feet regularly. Flying these crazy gaps in the mountains and everything. Dude, I bet that skill is invaluable. To be able to take something like high-powered afterwards and go up there. Actually, this may help some too. I can have this up here so I can see what my trim is. Staying in trim will also help free up some power. Here we go, even less fuel. Which we may run out of fuel to where we need to actually do an emergency auto rotate. But he's doing some testing. He made his own tail rotor main rotor blades. Oh, I didn't know that. Dude, they're working that good. Get those things approved. Holy crap. I did not want to drop the collective on you. Dude, if he can get those things approved, that would be sick. Because if he's able to get up to altitudes like that, and I mean, I'm sure he's not high performance flying. I'm even taking governor off. I'm trying to let it eat as much as it possibly can. But if he's able to get that much effectiveness out of it, that's super sick. Good for him. So this one valley right here is giving me a 500 foot per minute climb. I like that. You found out where the blade oil goes. I never really looked at the mass coupling or fuel. I know I saw one poster where he was getting lifted out of a place because he got snowed or iced into a location. But it doesn't show me his stuff a lot. I guess I follow so many other pages of different random bullshit that I just don't see everything that he's posting. So this is all the power we have now. We've got 17 inches of manifold pressure that we can play with. That is it. Literally everything. But I would definitely understand the one fuel tank thing. That's for sure. That makes sense. Okay, 600 feet above the runway. 60 knots. Will this be enough to successfully auto-rotate when we're at 9,600 feet altitude, plus a few degrees above standard. Don't know, we'll see. I expect this to be a pretty quick drop. So I'm going to wait till we're well over the runway here. And oh no, it caught. Yeah, I feel like we have better flight dynamics now. That's weird. It auto-rotates better than it flies. Look at all the inertia it has. There's no way. Yeah. The 22 here just doesn't have a good auto-rotation dynamics here in the sim. Okay, Ace, if you're still in here... Did you ever make it in, or is that the other dude? That's Duke Ploff and... Oh, Ace, you finally made it in here. Ace, I'm coming back in there. Don't worry, I'm gonna grab a different helicopter real quick. Something with some power. Give me a second. Check the IMS. Oh yeah, those are different blades. Okay. Yeah, I got tired of... Weird that the helicopters don't want to spawn in right now. We'll restart as we did earlier. Okay. We don't have any pre-flight on the outside of this one. We are centered in. We are scooted up. That's down. That's there. Off. Good, 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 good. Get rid of the headset. Don't need that. First and foremost, battery on. Anti-collision lights on. Fuel pump. FADEC will take care of all the starting for us. We don't have anything to worry about. Blade should be going zoop. There it is. Generator, horn, avionics. That's good. Pitot heat on, fuel pump off. You got your RPM, shut up. There you go. Max takeoff weight? Okay. Garmin's turning on. Tab. Ooh. Seats. Got all my homies in here. We all 200. Fuel. Cargo. Wire cutters, camera, floats. Sling gear. Don't want floats. There we go. That's basically where we're at there. That's basically max takeoff. Skid steps, sling gear, people in there, cargo. Okay, cool. Do I feel like I'm seating in a good spot? Okay, squirrel. Gotta remember how this thing flies having actual power. Okay, let's go find some holes to put ourselves in. That's what we do as guys, right? All my homies find holes to put themselves in. I feel like their limit indicators on here are pretty weird. Not so much the first limit indicator, but you'll see that limit light on there. And that's basically saying like, hey, you've used a lot of the collective and a lot of your cyclic together, and like you don't really have a lot more room left with where your blades can actuate. And I get it. But there's a lot of times that I'm not really doing anything and it's telling me limit. Which is a bit pesky. We're going to kind of come up here near the tree line on this ridge off to our 10 o'clock. Also, downside, all the trees are super short in this game. No idea why. Rarely have I found trees that are, like, substantial. We may try for that hole there. I like that because it's got a little flat spot up there. Yeah, we're going to go for this hole. It's not quite as high, but it's definitely more confined. Yeah, throw a quick orbit around it. Let's see. Tailwind right here. Pushing us well past. We have like a 20 knot tailwind, so we're probably going to come in from this side. Go over that little line of trees. Yeah, I like that. Zero repercussions. We're going to come in here without doing a full reconnaissance. Shh. Quiet. You're the world's worst governor. Yeah, see how short these trees are? Like, just to make it harder on ourselves, like in real life, we would take off that way, obviously. That's favorable with the wind. We're not going to. We're going to take off towards the mountain over the trees. Look how short those things are, little baby bitch-ass trees. Regulate yourself. There you go. Yeah, hope A-stars aren't that bitchy in real life. All the ones in the game seem like they're completely incapable of regulating their own main rotor RPM. Of course, I'm losing some frames as we are near a whole bunch of trees. That's just part of it. There's definitely an avalanche here. Look at all the trees that had got knocked down. All the little vertical or horizontal lines. We're going to once again put ourselves in a situation instead of taking the easy way out. As there is no point in taking the easy way out, because if I crash here, we walk away and we restart. Ooh. That was a loss of lift right there. Frame rates and everything. Did we just get like that gnarly of a tailwind? That was weird. We're going to do that again. Because I ended up going full collective there and we barely made it off the ground. Strange. Thin air makes for a strange helicopter. Yeah, it's an A-star. Of course it's easy. And on top of that, it's a B3E. It's 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, there's a downdraft, like, right there. That is weird. Did you turn me off? Yes, it did. Oh, my tail rotor's in that. Sick. Probably gonna crash me as soon as we start. Yeah, there's like a crazy downdraft right there. That's weird. It doesn't exist over there. It doesn't exist like 7 feet in front of us. But it just in this little gully, whatever you want to call it, there's a downdraft. Very strange. Battery temperature. And that is something weird with the with Microsoft Flight Sim itself. Am I saying there wouldn't be a downdraft right here? No, it's possible. We're in the mountains. We're at 10,000 feet. Of course, there could be some discrepancies with wind movement, but for it to shear within like 3 feet from going to a stable hover, sure, I'll take 450 RPM main rotor. There we go. The governor's on. I don't know what you're doing. Give it to me. This is the unrealistic part of Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm finding the world's most aggressive downdraft. There we go. Yeah, very weird, like mechanical something happening right there. No idea what it was. But there was like an extra like 1,000 pounds of weight that we had on us in that hole itself. Okay, back to normal flying, back to existence as a normal helicopter, not one stuck in a relatively bullshit physics hole. Got a crazy tailwind right now. Turn into it, use it to our advantage. .40 knot airspeed, 50 knot ground speed, better. It's just mountain winds are different winds. Jax, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Welcome to a very random Thursday night stream where we are just doing things and such in no particular order. .69% torque and max gross weight at 12,000 feet. I mean, this is the helicopter that landed on top of Everest, so we're at half of its provable operational limits for landing and picking up again. Nope. The skids are pretty far back on these compared to the Robbies, which are center of balance is kind of underneath of you. There you go. Good old Air Zermatt liveries. Turn the air conditioning on too, and it is hot. Okay, let's go do hood rat shit. Also, apparently, that tidal wave flood in Nepal was not an earthquake. It was a piece of a glacier that fell off of the mountain that caused a measure 5.2 on the Richter scale when it fell off. And as it fell off, it created a huge landslide going down, as well as the glacier shattering into 1 trillion pieces, vaporized with all the energy that happened as it was going down. Insane. Oh no, you got more. I'm testing your out-of-ground effect hover right now. 13,000 feet out-of-ground effect hover at damn near max gross. We'll do the cool guy thing too. There's the video of the llama doing it. They land. Or actually, let me look behind us first real quick. Make sure we have the angles to do everything. Looks like we do. I was unfamiliar with this mount, so I want to make sure I have room to be a hood rat. Yeah, there's enough. There's enough room to do hood rat shit with hood rat friends. Wind's changing as we get closer. Definitely getting pushed down. That's not me. I mean, that's me right there backing out of it. But we were getting pushed down the hill. We had power to hover out a ground effect over here. But once we got onto the hill, it was telling us no. Nope. Yep. Whatever wind mechanics they have going on up there, they're not friendly. Because we have out of ground effect hover, no problem as we're getting up to it. And so here we go. We got crazy ups. We have crazy downs over here. Very strange. Anyways, I was trying to do that thing where the one pilot kind of took off and did that thing, getting out of there and going down the hill like that. And just trying to do that. But the wind was not in our favor there. Which is weird. It's like I've done the mountain flying out here before. I've done mountain flying in the A-Star in these mountains before. I don't think it was on stream, but I've done it. I've done exploring out here, and the mountains were not that unfavorable. It also is a warm day outside. Do we have an outside air temperature anywhere? 19°. It's not horrible. It's basically standard temperature. It's not horrible. See, why am I getting 7 million rotor RPMs there? There's no reason, especially with air this thin. Insane. I think something definitely broke in the update. Because that was enough of an overspeed where it should have just thrown the blades out in every direction. Okay. Oh, let's see. Also, let's see if there's anything new. Marketplace. Aircraft. I don't think anything new is dropped yet. Don't want an alley with Astro 1. Oh, that's a cheap God Friends. 4.5? Oh no, that's the... We got a storm, bandwidth low. That's the drone UAV thing, I think. It's not a helicopter. Get it out of here. Yeah, whatever. Flight conditions, live. Save, start flight. Okay, we don't have any pre-flight on this one, believe it or not. Why am I so short? In VFR? Is that for not very VFR? Hey, elaborate on NVFR unless you mean MVFR for marginal. That's there. Good. Doop. Like, I appreciate them night VFR, though. That's an Australian term. Yeah, most people here just call it, you know, VFR. We don't really call it night VFR. I mean, it is a thing. It is logged as a different thing, but we really don't call it that. We'll do a little bit of night VFR, then actually instead of just going to HMP like I've got us programmed in, we'll head up to Atlanta. Because I actually have Atlanta downloaded as like an advanced pack or whatever. It's going to be going 330. So we'll have better visuals in Atlanta, believe it or not. Like a 25-minute flight. A bit of rain over here to the right. That's nice. Let to know that's either on or off. It's beautiful. Okay, let's lean into it. 90 knots ain't fast enough. Okay, relatively clear night. That sucks. I was kind of hoping for more suboptimal conditions. Let's go up to 3,000 feet. I don't know what weather at HMP is. Three zero zero zero. Cool, that's there. Let's see if we can punch clouds. That's what we're all here for, right? I mean, we could make a AirMed flight. I do have a program that does stuff like that, but I've only used it once, and it's kind of hard to do with VR. If I was just flying on monitors, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if you want to give me locations, or you can just say like, hey, pick some places in Georgia and we'll just do a takeoff from an airport, a pickup at an emergency location, and then transport to a whatever. I'll set something, or I'll pick a couple locations that will make that seem normal, and we'll fly that course. Because if anything, we'll take off from I think 6A2 or something. It's right over there, the Griffin Airport. We'll take off from the Griffin Airport in an H-130 or an H-145. Both of those are base fare in real life. We can fly to a standard pickup area that's over kind of near a neighborhood that I live near, and do a transport up to Grady, which is the trauma center in Atlanta that most people go to. So that sounds like it'll work. I'll swing this over to there real quick, swap out helicopters, and we could do that. We're getting up here and there are no clouds. You'll deem it. We'll head over to Griffin real quick. I have a nearest button. The nearest button? That sucks. Okay, whatever. Hello, B&E. Also think of what helicopter you would like to see in the process of doing that. Typical Air Med helicopters, H-130, H-125, H-145, the 160. We have the BO-105 if you want to go old school. Bell 206L3, we have that. The 222 Bravo, Sikorsky S-76. I think those are all the normal Med helicopters that we currently have. Griffin, traffic helicopter 42069, 5 miles to the south, inbound runway 32, Griffin. There's an airport beacon, our blinking white and green light up here. That's standard American aviation code for airport. Civilian airport at that. There's the runway threshold lights blinking. I see 2 of those. We're going to throw a hell of an auto into these, I'll say that. Nighttime auto after coming through a rain? Yes, please. Is that lightning or did I just get you weird? Who knows? Clouds are over there. Bummer. Also, if I remember right, this 206 autos pretty nicely, so that'll be refreshing. We're We are way high coming into here, but that's okay. That's what I want. I kind of want this to be a, oh my god, are we going to make it to the runway sort of auto? We'll see if we can extend this for max glide. I don't know if we're going to make it from here. This will just be wishful thinking. Fully aware of my low rotor RPM. I don't think we're going to make the airport. Definitely misjudge what the glide is. With our altitude and everything. Looking around. Not a lot we can do. We could, you know, rev the engine back up. But it seems like a dumb thing to try to do. So we may make this parking lot here before the runway. Okay, anyways. That's there. Let's see if Tom's given us a flight pad yet. Don't have a 139, sadly. Funny enough, there's actually no Augusta Westlands or Leonardos in the flight sim. Sadly. Wish there was. Because then it's a whole different system I'd get to learn as well. We have something similar to it, Dolphin. Forgot that. Dolphin, 160, 222. I think those are all of our retractable gear ones. And the S76. S76 would probably be closest. Yeah, I missed the runway. Well, we did it from really, really far out, so. Hervey Bay, no, we're going further south than that. Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast up here. Okay, T-Dizzle. We're going to start at what's the one that we always started at when we were over here? Because it's not this one. That's the big main one. Yeah, here we go. Caloundra. We'll start at Caloundra over here in this area. Says departure. I think the S-76 will probably be our best bet for being close to the AW-139s. So I'm going to say Sikorsky S-76C. We will configure that. No, pick a livery. That looks medical-ish. It's not an N number. Aren't y'all VH? I'm pretty sure y'all are VH. 135, okay. S-76 works. Go from Yankee Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Yankee Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Brisbane. Archer Field. Okay, yeah, I remember Archer. I like this spot here. Except if I click helipad, it's going to start it running. So I'll set departure, airborne, on-ground, shutdown. YBOA to YBOA. And then back to Yankee Matt. Okay, cool. Okay, we've got our dispatch, everybody. Let's spawn in here. Get all this stuff ready to go. So what time do I have to fly tomorrow? Noon. Cool. Don't want to stay up too late if I have to fly early tomorrow. Got a new controller. Doing the same thing. Is there any reason why I can't see my mouse? Here. Oh my god, there we go. Freedom. Why are the controllers doing this? I was having a big issue. Where the controllers disconnect themselves as we start doing stuff. And for some reason they just don't like to reconnect, which is strange. I don't get it. That's so annoying. Okay, anyways, we're here. That's good. Let's get down here. Battery is going to be here on the far right. All that's starting to move. Master start can be on. I'm going to turn those on so I can start monitoring what's happening. Okay, cool. We're going to want engine prime 1, engine prime 2. We're going to want these down to prime. Those are priming. Left click, right click. My controllers are awake. Press any button to wake controller. I am. Why tell me that if you're not going to let me wake the controller? It's so annoying. Engine number 2 starting, or engine number 1 starting technically. Engine number 2's good, that can go on, that can go on. Inverter number 1 can go on. Engine anti-ice, not worried about it. Those lights, cool, not worried about those. That's good there, not worried about this type of thing. Okay, cool. Yep. Up you go. Up you go. Place that we were going to double check was Yankee Bravo Oscar Alpha. Okay, I think we're good to go. Park and brake off. Start a little ground taxi over here. We'll pretend there's taxiway here and there's not a fuel stand blocking our way. I'm also going to take the liberty and pretend that I know what the name of this taxiway is. Brisbane Tower Helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey is on the Bravo taxiway looking for a direct departure to the southwest. Urgent for 425 for Brisbane Tower. And they're going to say, oh my god, get out of here. There's so much medical things you have to do. And we're going to say, sick. Thanks, bro. We'll throw a shrimp on the Barbie for you. So we're up here in a hover now. Plenty of power. Not that heavy. Plenty of fuel. Start going. We have lift. We have movement. Gear coming up. Side. Look at the gear. Shoot! Looking good. Already doing 80 knots. Absolute ripper. Barely pulling any power. We definitely didn't do a direct departure to the southwest. I just kind of saw a cool runway environment and wanted to overfly it. Sue me. See if we can figure out these stupid controllers. Meta Quest 3 controllers not waking up when I pick them up. Failed to wake up. Oh, they have new batteries in them. I'm not going to turn off my headset. I literally just paired them. It's a brand new controller. Press the menu button, you would think. Nope. What about this hand? Nope. Absolute retard level stuff. At least it doesn't million click on me. Okay, gauges are green, lights are out. We have fuel in the tanks. About half tank should get us down there fine. This thing has like 600 miles of range, especially with the speeds that we travel with it. I definitely have a crew that doesn't really like flying high, so we're going to fly low for them. It's really more of a morale boosting thing. Obviously, we're going to get better winds and everything if we're up high, but if they don't want to save the patient's life when we get there, that's not going to end up being the best for the patient or the company. So if we can scud run a little bit while we're here, maybe we get a little benefit out of it, you know? This is what the rules are down there, right, Tom? Everybody, medical helicopters fly at like 420 feet AGL. I feel like this is probably standard procedures for most medical companies. Berlin, greetings, welcome in. About time you got here. We were literally waiting on you this entire time. Oh, someone fly quite low? Yeah. I mean, like, we'll see. It depends around here. There's sometimes we'll get them and they'll be 500 feet AGL. You know, they will not be chasing any sort of altitude records. But sometimes we get them and they're like my home is 750 feet MSL. And sometimes we'll get medical helicopters that are, you know, 1,200-1,300 feet where they're buzzing. Then other times we'll get them at like 4,000. I guess it's kind of wind speed and flight dependent as well. There's ceilings. Of course, a lot of these times I'm not going outside and looking at ceilings. I'm just like, man, why are they so low? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What are they doing? obviously the correct thing to do, cresting a hill, is to slice it. And that the radar altimeter tell us that we're kind of low. VAS 1391, 737-8. Which, seeing stuff like that makes me wonder, like, what the company rules for things like that are, you know, like, do they have minimum travel altitudes? Is it the, okay, 500 feet if you feel like you need to, but if you have a patient, maybe give yourself some more height? Who knows? Oop, we're off of our GPS line. I guess we gotta fly over the mountains to be back on it. It's called Flying Instrument. We'll look it up. Radar altimeters love to see me coming. Liquid IV and White Claw. Do you know what? That's legal? I mean, I'll usually put liquid IV in a Gatorade. Like a lemon lime liquid IV in a yellow Gatorade. Goes pretty hard. But, I don't know about White Claw. Tom's back in here, getting us flying cross country going somewhere. Only 10 miles away now, that's not bad. How far would this drive be if you were driving it? Dude, everything in Australia is cross country. Two Black Hawks headed to the Piedmont. Oh, interesting. They doing building practice, I guess? Because the Piedmont would be the hospital, correct? Oh, you got Valeska falling for it now? Great. A 1 to 2 hour drive. And in a retractable gear helicopter that can cruise at 150 knots. I mean, it may not be the most aerodynamically efficient at 150 knots, but if you want to get over there in a few minutes, I mean, hell, that's not bad at all. Let's see. Wind from the 210. So runway 22 recommended. Basically just be able to go straight into this bad boy. Yaboa Airport. Yaboa. It's a couple of miles away. Inbound runway 22. Slowed ourselves down a little bit here to 130 knots or so. Nice cool cruising speed, you hear? Oh, it's a ground level helipad? Okay. Still decent populated area, not just like landing out in the field. Different lights and stuff around, probably good for night vision work and everything too. Okay, where's me mouse? There's an airport up here somewhere. I think that's it. Dirt runway, ew, gross. Terminal final, 120 knots, slowing ourselves down. Gonna get below 60 knots. Gonna pop our landing gear down. We're also flying aggressively right now because we don't have a patient on board. This is it, right? Yeah. Did the stream freeze up for you, or is it just frozen up for me? That's down, that's down. Okay, we're now direct to Matt. 7 people in here. What's going on, guys? Make sure you click the like button if you haven't. Not that it matters. Everything's made up and the points don't matter, but it does help. Okay, picked up our little sick fella. Take on the Macas. Stabilized. We're going to take off with a tailwind because we can. We've got a bazillion horsepower here. We're going to be more mindful on our flight now as we have a little sick kid. Mango White Claw and banana flavor hydration pack. Okay. Don't be floating Sean's goat like that. Okay. This sort of behavior should not be encouraged. No, don't call him genius. Okay, we're on course with the flight director. Looking good, as can be. Mango and banana, they do kind of go together. Okay, mango's a smoother fruit, banana's a smooth fruit. Could you even call it a fruit? I guess it is. So I can see them working together. Five-knot tailwind, ground speed 159 knots. We're going to get close to V&E. We're not going to risk the kids, so we're going to fly a little bit slower. We'll try to keep her around 145 to 150. We are going to keep it low, though, because we are a helicopter. Banana's a berry. Do you want to get banned? I've never thought, like, you know what, I really want some berries, and then I go grab a banana. That's never happened. So you're trying to tell me that it has an outer skin, the meat, little seed things in the middle, and they grow in a bunch. Is that what you're trying to tell me? If I didn't think you were cool, I'd kick you out of here for that. Banana, a berry? Yeah, well, tomato's also a fruit, but do you think, like, man, I really want some fruit right now, and go get a tomato? Technically classified. Sure, technically. I know they grow in a bunch, that's why I made the joke like that. That's annoying. I didn't know they were a berry. I don't know the person who came up with rules of what a berry is. should get beat up are the people who were just like, I don't think banana really fits in a fruit category. So they put it in the berry category. I don't know which one. Somebody should be beat up for that. I don't know which one. Somebody should. See, how is a cherry tomato not a berry? Are berry, do they just grow in bunches? But blueberries don't grow in bunches, right? Blueberries are kind of like on their own. I believe. Have I ever had cherry tomatoes? Unless they've been cut up. Put on a salad or something. I don't think I've ever had cherry tomatoes. But in mostly an awesome way. Okay, you're floating your own goat now. I see how it is. Kind of looking forward to next week sometime. I think it may end up being Monday. I'll see what my real life flight schedule is. But I believe might actually do that Greenland to Canada jump for the Round the World series. Yeah, plant classifications are a mess. And at the end of the day, if somebody shows up to me at an event somewhere and they're like, hey, I'm a botanist, or whatever scientific classification is somebody who like looks at plants, I'm automatically disregarding every single piece of information that comes out of their mouth, regardless of what it is. It doesn't matter. They have an opinion on politics, don't care, it's irrelevant. Have an opinion on plants, don't care, it's irrelevant. Have an opinion on like your favorite like soda that you drink, don't care, it's irrelevant. Nothing that they say could ever be taken as true or fact. And it's really irresponsible that we give them that much power to begin with. Like, oh, you study plants? Eat it. If you die, it's not good. Pretty simple. Got a tower up here we are being wary of. Yeah, see, the fact that watermelon's classified as a berry tells you that I am correct with what my just past statements were. Don't trust any of these classification scientists. Literally nothing they can say should be taken with any sort of intention in believing or following through with. And see, strawberry a fruit, raspberry a fruit, passion fruit a berry. They're insane. You know, we're far enough into the stream now where I can say it and probably not get flagged, but they're probably retarded. Not in a good way either. I assume the hospital that we're going to is probably up near this big city up here. Oh. If I looked at my lights, I would have noticed. The stream reported. I'm taking back your helicopter ride. You're no longer allowed to remember it. So we taunted. Exactly. That's what we were talking about. Definitely have a little wind from the left pushing us around some. How to compensate for. Feet AGL. Definitely not with the right barometric settings. More info. Weather 3030. Wow, really? Brisbane Tower, helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey is 432 miles to the southwest, crossing the departure end. One of your runways heading to a hospital. We have a sick kid. He ate too much Macca's. 1,200 feet. You still have videos. Actually, check your phone. I just deleted them. I guess I'm a fruit now. In the USA, you just get fat. You eat too much anywhere else, you get sick. I assume we're getting close to the hospital. It's got to be somewhere up here, right? Does my controller work yet? Nope. I wonder if it's the fact that I'm using a lithium battery. I wonder if I use a conventional battery, it'll work better. Gotta head off once land. I guess I'll just be circling around forever then. We gotta be close, I assume, right? Oh yeah, I can see it right there. Cool. just around the river bend. We'll start killing off some altitude as we're getting close. Don't know what the place looks like, but I do have a GPS. So, I set myself up for a right orbit around it because once again, I don't know where we're going. Somewhere kind of in this general area. Probably that really big helipad right there, right? Wind's coming from behind us, so we'll circle around over the river. Now this kid's actually going to die. We're going to do a quick circle through the buildings, just for him. Making a cool approach so he can wave to everybody. Hold on, kid. Helipad in sight. And the airspeed down. A little bit of a climb is okay. Landing gear coming down. Oh boy, there's two helipads here. I'm gonna pick the one I'm already kind of aimed at here. They'll both, actually this one looks more hospital-y here. Landing gear down, parking brakes off. Green, green, green. Gauges are green. Fuel's good. Checks are made. 30 knots. We're in the approach window. We are coming in at an angle which is not prescribed by the arrows on it, but I am playing with almost a perfect headwind right there. So, bring ourselves a little bit further forward on the pad because this is a long helicopter. Parking brake is on. There we go. A little forward. But I also don't know where they'd be walking over from. It's probably this way. Either way, welcome to the hospital. Yeah. We're just lining up so nobody makes fun of us. See you, Tom. Thanks for coming in here, dude. Good to see you back. Obviously, you have things going on. Oh, wait, did we get the right one? Children's Hospital, perfect. I even made up the fact that we had a kid. Okay, since Tom's gone, we gotta get out of here. Do a medical takeoff. When I say medical takeoff, it's one of the things where it's like, we knew that we took off safely, or landed safely coming from this direction. So we're going to take off safely from the same direction that we came in. Another benefit to that is, if we do have a loss of engine or a loss of power for whatever reason, I can still see the helipad down here below us. So it's like, oh man, if something were to go wrong, I could just go and come back down here. But we don't have anything wrong, so we don't need that. Alright, time to leave the pterodactyls. There's a lot of them around here. Australia's pretty bad about pterodactyls. Oh, and since the thumbnail of this says like impossible to crash or something stupid like that, we're gonna crash real quick. But first I want to try to go through this way and see if it's possible. And now we're going to try to horizontal through the skinny way. Oh, there's no ceiling. Nope. Apparently it doesn't want us doing that. So it's not impossible to crash, you just have to try. I hate that there's no ceiling sunroof panels. Over torquing means nothing to me, it's a rental helicopter. Nope. Oh well. A nasty river. You're telling me this is Australia, but it looks a lot like India to me. What is this? Is there a hole in the ground? What the heck? Can I go down there? I'm gonna come backwards. Huh. Below ground pilot. I also have no idea what's around me right now. Ignore the landing gear alarm. The air is definitely weird down here. I keep catching some weird drafts. Anyways. Nope, I can't pull that much power for that long. Oh well. let's get out of the beeping zone. Okay. Subterranean heli for sure. Why are you fussing at me? Oh my god, so annoying. Okay, but anyways guys, quick stream tonight. Wanted to get on, wiggle some sticks a little bit. I think I'm going to be in the official simulator at the school tomorrow. Did real flying today, a lot of fun. Official simulator tomorrow, which is also fun. It's cheaper than the real helicopter, which is nice because that affords me some more hours in the real thing. And whoa, wait a second. My controller just vibrated. Does that mean you're awake? Do I just need to fly faster? Is that what you're bitching at? Yeah. I'd be sick of my controller work. But anyways, thanks for being here, guys. I'm going to hop off, shower, enjoy a night, and go do some real-life training tomorrow. So until then, I will see all you guys on the next one. Adios. It is possible to crash if you couldn't tell. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching.